One of the things that I wanted to ask about is tell me a little bit about how we're working with the sales organization. Specifically, we always talk about if you don't know what you're going after, you're never going to get it, right? So we're not just doing podcasts and like whatever these people want to say, we're going to record it and then we'll batch it up
Yeah.
and put it out, right? But we're working with sales and sitting down with them in advance and saying, what are the core objections that you're getting in the sales process? And how do we get your customers and others in the ICP to say, in their own words, how those objections are not as important as we think they are? How do we overcome objections from the voice of our ICP, the voice of our customers, not us as salespeople? Because every organization actually has, when you're trying to close a deal, we have the closing statements, right? We have the things that are the most important that are everybody's going to go, aha, that's why we need these guys. And when we say those, they mean this much. But if we can have our ICP, the peer community, the people that we're selling to, if we can have them validate those same core selling statements where their voice leads ours and how we can help them, these are the kinds of things that we're sitting down with sales and we're saying, what are the objections? What are the validations that we need to sell? What are the themes in the industry that are so important? And we agree on that in advance. So there's actually a very strategic content plan that ties directly to the ABM process. If you wouldn't mind, you're on the inside, so you're privy to a lot more conversations than I am here, to talk about how does that affect not only the sales process, but your alignment with sales.
Yeah. So I think here we've always had a good relationship between marketing and sales. The whole concept of sales marketing alignment, misalignment hasn't really been an issue. There's been discussions back and forth and relative prioritization, but generally speaking, everyone's done with the plan of the high level thought leadership to demand gen to the sales tools kind of hierarchy. And that's always been really good. As we've introduced this to sales, it's tightened things up even more where we can go beyond thought leadership or the high level topic. And we're getting down to discussions with these guests about, as you said, sales objections, sales motivations, those higher order things that might help us overcome the barriers of budget or bandwidth, right? We can elevate the discussion to higher order issues that would cause a shift in the account to make them more interested in a purchase in a more, in our perspective, reasonable timeframe. We can get them further down the process of a buying decision because of the insights we're getting out of this, because we understand those pressures above them that are causing them to behave in certain ways. So it's allowing us to bring that kind of intelligence to sales so they can now come to us with a shopping list of, hey, here's the accounts we'd really like to do this with. Here's the kinds of value statements we'd like them to affirm. Here's the kind of objections we'd like to overcome. And then we literally have the shopping list. We hand over to our Friendly Neighborhood podcast host who's able to start getting that information for us. It's fantastic.